Welcome back, everybody, for the last time. We have a really fun show for you today. I'm sad, but I'm also very happy and excited to be here. We're giving you our Wicked review. Next after that, we're talking trailers. We're talking Snow White and How to Train Your Dragon. Next up, we'll be talking about the Thanksgiving weekend box office and its record-breaking sales. And lastly, for a special week, we're talking real time. All of our favorite moments, cast and crew, and what we best moments of the show. Let's get into it one last time. Welcome back, everybody, to ReelTime RoundTable, where we give you the best Hollywood-related news here on YouTube. I'm your co-host, Josh Williams.
I'm your co-host, Jordan Burke.
I'm Andrew.
I'm Madeline Otero.
I'm Jaden Romeo.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. This is the 30th and the last episode of ReelTime because I am out of here after this. I'm gone.
Just kicking you out.
Yep.
We're
I'm actually not leaving on my
own.
own validity. They're booting me out because they're sick of me as a producer. They're like, he's such an a-hole. But thank you guys so much for joining me on the last episode. How was your guys' Thanksgiving?
Pretty good. Yeah.
Did you guys go home or did you stay here?
I went home. Well, I guess I'm at home at all times. So.
Yeah, I'm home.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I stuffed my face, of course, with all kinds of food.
Of course.
Yeah.
But also I burnt my hand on a bonfire
ouch.
with me and my best friend. We're about 2 bottles in, and I grabbed a piece of wood, thinking, it just fell in. It should be fine.
Wasn't
no,
fine.
wasn't fine.
It wasn't fine. It wasn't fine.
But it's still fine. I'm fine. All right, guys, let's move on here. Let's get started. I'm excited. What are we talking first?
Our first topic is Wicked. Wicked came out over Thanksgiving. A lot of people watched it. We here are very excited. From what I saw, there were a lot of positive reviews, a lot more than I was expecting. I'm gonna start on this side of our table because they are so excited. I'm gonna start with Jaden. What did you think? Are you a Wicked fan? Did you have fun? What are your thoughts?
I mean,
I'm slightly a Wicked fan, just a little bit. I was very excited to see Wicked because I love the musical so much, and I feel like they did such a good job portraying it into a movie. I was a little disappointed that it was only part 1, but that would have been so long if it was just like a full movie. And now we have stuff to look forward to, and I think it was great.
Next Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Oh, really? I think it's in May. I'm sorry. Oh, and that makes me just a little bit sad.
Madeline, what are your thoughts? Are you a big Wicked fan?
I've always been a big musical theater person, and I've never got the chance to see Wicked, and so I decided I was gonna go into this like blind, and I loved it so much that when I went home, I don't know if you guys know about like slime tutorials, but they're like the illegal versions of musicals on YouTube. And I just watched the whole thing. I was so memorized. I loved it so much. My family was sick of me. I kept on doing the riff.
oh my God.
It was so good. Like, I just feel like the story building that was in this was so amazing. And watching them back to back was really like, whoa. Because I feel like I liked that they brought in and made the characters, like, since it was longer, Act 1 was longer technically in this movie, they were able to add in more elements of their relationship of Elfie and Glinda. And I loved that. And I just love Elfie. And I think that Cynthia was amazing. I love Cynthia. She's just amazing.
She really was.
And she killed that riff.
You killed it as well. You killed it as well. Andrew, I want to go to you next. Did you got to see Wicked?
I did, yeah.
What did you think about it? And I also want to ask, what did you think about the character choices?
Like, what do you mean by character choices?
Like Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, for casting?
Yeah. What did you think of that?
I think for casting, at least, I think it's mostly pretty good. I think the 2 weakest are Jeff Goldblum and Michelle Yeoh. They're a little weak in terms of their singing. I feel like I feel like singing they're a little weak. Acting they did fine. I think they're perfectly fine actors in it. But singing was like a little weak. But I think Cynthia and Ariana killed it. Killed
Absolutely.
it. I can't ask anything more from their performances, both singing and acting.
Josh, I want to ask you. I want to ask your overall thoughts, but I know that when we first brought up Wicked on the show, you were very concerned about Ariana Grande and her acting, her styles that she was going for. So what did you think? And then what did you think about Ariana Grande?
Watch yourself.
I ain't scared.
Pretty sure that was a threat.
Overall, Ariana Grande did much better than I anticipated. Was it still in the caliber of Cynthia Erivo?
Nobody's gonna beat her. She's the girl.
No, but if you're
It's
in my mind, when you're making a film like this, you want someone. Now I know why they pick Ariana Grande because they're singing talent, whatnot. You want somebody who's if they're being like essentially co-stars. You need somebody who can play off one another and really amplify one another and keep going. There was times where I felt like Cynthia Erivo was just like bringing Ariana Grande along within the performances in the moments, whereas I felt like someone who may have had a little bit more caliber of acting, but also the same beautiful voice would have helped. Nothing wrong with Ariana Grande. She did much better than I anticipated, for sure. It's just, if you're being co-stars, for me, I feel like they could have picked someone who had just as good a voice, maybe much more acting experience and chops to help build and work off of Cynthia Erivo's performance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
I loved them together. Did you?
No, I mean, so the chemistry was good. The chemistry.
Okay.
It's the acting in the moments that just didn't quite land for me a lot of the times. That's what I mean.
Yeah. Callback. Remember last time when we talked about Wicked, and I was like, I'm pretty sure she has Broadway
Training.
Yeah. She was debuted at 15 on Broadway the musical 13.
Well, yeah. Plus, she's a Nickelodeon. Like, she's got a lot of.
So she has Broadway training.
She does. I mean, but that's just me. You know what I'm saying? It's just Cynthia Erivo is just such a powerhouse performer. Like, I've loved her in anything she's ever been in. So just that's just my thoughts. But overall, I can agree with Jeff Goldblum. I still like Cynthia Erivo. It's just Jeff Goldblum. The music performances, I was just like, okay. And it's like,
Just,
I don't know.
Wasn't
He
quite
was
up
cool.
to snuff. I feel
yeah, for sure. I did, like I said, overall, I had a lot of fun with it. Surprisingly, more so than I thought. I know aesthetically, I was worried about that too, because it felt. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it being too clean, but it just didn't. The aesthetic feel didn't really hit for me in the trailers. Changed my mind. I liked it.
I feel like in the trailers it looked so bland and like people.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
It looked extremely
It does.
But
bland.
in the theater, it was
Yeah.
not like that.
That's
and
right.
I,
That
and
was a
I
pleasant surprise
loved
for me.
it because I felt like it was still colorful, but it was like a realistic type of color.
Yeah.
Like it was like
Well,
world,
realistic
it made
because
their
this is-
worlds
I mean, this-
feel so real.
Yeah, because this is Oz, of course. Like, it's not like the real world, like, Dorothy or something like that. But I get what you're saying. And that's what pleasantly surprised me about it as well. I mean, for me, I went in with very low expectations just because of a lot of
Low expectations?
I did, because I'd never seen the play.
Oh, okay.
And this is not really my niche. Like, I do love musicals.
Yeah.
I love tons of musicals. But, like, yes, I love Wizard of Oz a lot. I love Wizard of Oz a lot. But it just, I wasn't really my niche for some reason. You know, so it wasn't hitting me as well. So, like, I still went into it, like, seeing the trailers. I'm like,
I
we'll
get what
see.
you're
But then I
saying,
went in and I
yeah.
was like, wow. I was
It was
actually
so
pretty good.
I heard that they went back and they actually did a new color grade based off the trailer
That
reactions.
probably helped.
Because I definitely had that issue too when I first initially saw the trailer. I was like, man, this looks really washed out color wise. But I was watching them, I was like, oh, it's not as bad as I thought. And I think they definitely went through and redid that thing.
Of course, a lot of people will probably with us agree because overall it's already made $377 million
Yeah.
worldwide on a $150 million budget, which you even said because of that they have now, I think they already had the plan to do a second one. And I think everyone knew that it was going to be.
Well, it's a
it was
part
gonna
one,
make
yeah.
But I think they already knew it was going to be making a ton of money anyway.
No,
Because movies can plan for a part one and part two, but if it bombs, they'll cancel that.
No,
but
yeah.
it's a success.
They can't just do Act 1 of the musical and then
Without
just not
having
do
the
Act 2.
second half.
That's
There's
like,
so much more story.
That's like
But think about it.
awful.
Studios always, no matter what studio. Now we need to get Jordan's thoughts here, but just think about it. We've seen this before in Hollywood, where they have like greenlit like multiple films for like a franchise and leave an opening, like a cliffhanger.
Right.
But the movie bombs at the box office, and then all of a sudden they have no choice but to cancel it because they're not going to invest in something that people are not going to go see. But we knew because of the success of the musical that it was going to be a success anyway. So, but Jordan, we're going to get your thoughts now. What did you think of the movie overall and the performances? Like, which one was your favorite?
I think Cynthia was my favorite. She's just she is like theater inside and out. It's in her bones, it's in her blood. I love it. I thought it looked really good. I had fun. I thought it was great. I do kind of agree about I love Jeff Goldblum.
No, yeah.
But in a musical, hit or miss, but overall, I thought it was really good. But I did want to ask, for those of you that watched it in a theater with the big crowd, did people sing, or were there threats of people singing during the show?
I was a threat because I was
were
like
the threat.
keeping it so contained, but like there are just some songs that like whispering, like
I was mouthing
small.
it.
Yeah.
You can't. Well, you can't. There's no way you can just sit there.
No.
Like, you want me to just sit there during Defying Gravity? Are you
such a
kidding me?
big
I'm
component
channeling
of-
my inner.
I should be up there. Yeah.
But I will say
That should be
'cause-
me.
So I go to my wife wanted to see this with her mother, so I went and saw it by myself. So like walking in there, a lot of people just looked at me like, just random dude, just random dude.
This does not make sense.
But no, like when I was sitting there watching it, I did happen to look around and nobody was singing because I think people like have that unspoken rule that you don't really talk in the theater. But people were like dancing around and swaying in their chairs and like kind of doing whatever they do, and that was kind of fun to see. That was really fun to see.
It's good.
But what did you guys? So besides that, was there anything that you may necessarily could have thought they could have done better objectively? Like I know this is like your guys' thing, but like
Better? I haven't thought about anything that I didn't like about it.
that's okay. Like did you guys?
I mean, it was really just like I didn't quite jive with Jeff Goldblum's performance.
Right.
I mean, like I think there are few scenes that could be use a bit more color, a bit more colorful. Because in Popular, one of the numbers, like it has like a really cool pink hue, like at the end of it.
Yeah, it was so
I
pretty.
kind of wish there was more of that, like a little bit more wild color choices, maybe some more fun stuff like that. I think that would have enhanced the atmosphere of the film. Other than that, I can't really think of anything else.
Okay.
I think it's a very good movie.
Yeah. For me, I know it was all about the building of it, but the beginning dragged a little bit for me.
Really?
Really?
For me,
Okay.
it wasn't until things actually got more interesting between their characters is when things started to pick up for me, make things more interesting.
See,
And you get, and I get it's like the introductory portion,
Yeah.
but that goes along with like what I said about like when you have those moments where you're just into that introductory moment, you need those caliber people to work off of one another to help keep it interesting. Kind of like I know they were just kids, but like their chemistry really worked. Like the kids in Harry Potter, like in the beginning, like it's all just introductory. They're all just getting to know each other, but there's still like there's good charisma with one another. It really helped not feel it dragging along. You know what I mean? It kept you intrigued. That was just for me though. What about you guys?
see, I loved it, and I loved that they kind of dragged because watching like the musical, like the musical goes so fast.
Yeah.
And so I really liked that because it's a musical.
Yeah.
But I really liked that they had like like kind of like the introduction to Shiz University and all that stuff. I really enjoyed it.
Huh? That's good.
Especially the part where she's using the magic and then it hits the thing and then the portrait falls down and reveals the animals. That was wild. I was on my seat. I was shook.
I
was
love
cool.
that. I really feel like there wasn't anything that I would have done differently other than the color grading on it. I also want to say how many practical effects were in this movie.
It's crazy.
It's good. And
There
that's actually what I like
it's
too.
insane
Because
because
I'm pretty sure the actual like Wizard of Oz, like the
Yeah,
big mechanical,
that
that's
was
all
real.
physical. That's a physical construct.
Train.
Yeah.
the train was real. There was 9 million tulips. The like spinning library books thing, that was real. It took them 2 weeks.
Wow.
2 weeks
That
to
is
film that
crazy.
scene.
No, yeah.
That's insane.
That's why it looks so good.
was
See,
gonna-
I thought when, at the very beginning when Elphaba was born, I was totally
Yeah.
convinced that that baby was CGI. I just wasn't really paying attention. I was like, whoa, is she green? And I got on TikTok and they're like, they painted that baby green. They painted that baby green. I feel like you guys should know that.
Which that poor baby, and who was that baby's parents that said, yeah, you paint my baby green. That's
Oh,
fine.
I bet she got
They
good.
made money.
And she's gonna grow up and she said, I was the green baby.
This is what I love so much about real time is that, which we'll get into later, that we can just kind of be like, so Wicked, go, and everyone can just like geek out for
Yeah.
about 20 minutes, and I just absolutely love that. But guys, let us know in the comments, what did you think of Wicked? Did you like it? Were you singing in the theater? It's okay if you were. I won't tell anybody. But let us know in the comments below. So recently, we had 2 trailers come out. We had the live action How to Train Your Dragon and Snow White live action. They both came out recently. I want to start with How to Train Your Dragon, and Andrew, I want to start with you. What are you excited to see a live action? And then what did you think of the trailer?
I'm not particularly excited to see any live action remake. I just
That's fair.
I don't like any of them. I fail to see the point in most of them. I mean, like, granted, watching this trailer, I don't think it looks awful. I think it looks perfectly passable, but I have to wonder why. Why bother going through the process of making into a live action when it already looks perfectly acceptable as perfectly fine. It's a great movie as animation. Like, what's really the point behind it? I have to wonder.
No, I do agree with you.
Other than money.
Other than money. I do agree. I personally think How to Train Your Dragon, all three of them, I think they are perfect movies. And I do strongly believe if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So at first, I wasn't extremely excited. I was where you were, Andrew. I was like, let's not touch it. Let's not even do it. Now that I'm seeing the trailer, I'm a little more excited. I'm not like a full-on get it out of here. I still don't know if I just don't feel like they need to do it. Yeah. But Josh, what do you think?
So when we at first saw like the still, like I ripped this thing a new one because it looked like crap. Now does he still like his costume look bad? Yes, but like the rest of like his dad looked really good. The world looked good. The dragons, other than Toothless, we'll get into that too. I still think he looks good, but the other dragons were, from what you can see, were creative and different. So that excited me more. I will say that. Like, I still think I'm on the same boat as you guys. I'm just like, okay, why? But I can still see the appeal. Like some people like me, like I want to see a Dragon Ball Z live action. Like some people are like, why? But like I don't know. I just want to see it. And I'm sure there's probably some fans out there who are like, I just want to see Toothless in live action. You know what I mean? Like, there's those people out there. But does this excite me more? Yes. And it has a more grounded, gritty feel than the still gave me. So that helped quite a bit.
Yeah. Madeline, what about you?
I don't know. I wasn't really like, I watched it and I was like, ugh. First off, there's 3 movies. How to Train Your Dragon?
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
I only watched the first one.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It's okay.
I didn't know there was 3.
2 and 3 are pretty good.
I liked the first one, but I don't know. I just don't see the point of having live action. I'm kind of sick of live actions. I think it kind of just depends on what it is. But also, Toothless looks exactly the same as he does in
He does look exactly the same.
animated movie.
Well, yeah.
So I really don't, like, he doesn't seem any more realistic. So I don't really see the points, but...
Yeah, that was one for me too. Like he looks exactly like the animation.
Like,
The only difference is like you can see like there's more texturing to the scales, like look more dragon-esque.
I mean, I feel like that's just because the progression of the animation. I mean, like, How to Train Your Dragon is like 10, 11-year-old movie at this point. Of course, animation is going to. So even if it was like an animated remake, it would probably look about the same.
I think what they could have like. I know there was backlash. Like, you guys remember when Sonic first came out and like when how he first looked, people were like, "Oh God,
and it was terrible."
And they switched it up to make him look more like.
And now it looks all right.
I will be honest. They probably should have went the first route with this one and made Toothless look a little more like a dragon and not so much like Toothless from the. And Addie's shaking her head. Hold on, Toothless is Toothless.
Fair enough.
Addie's shaking her head. No, but then, again, there's fans out there who like want it to look just like that. But for me, like I feel like having his eyes look a little more dragon-esque may have helped a little bit. But the texturing, like you can see it here in this one, like that does look good. Objectively, like see that does look good. But sorry, yes, Jaden, what did you think?
No, yeah. I don't know what I thought they were gonna do with Toothless, but it's not this. Because they can make him look realistic. Because look at what's a show with that one.
House Dragon, Game of Thrones.
Dragons,
They've got dragons. Those dragons look dope. This guy looks
scary
like
Addie's over like.
I'm sorry, Addie.
Sorry, Addie.
Just feel like this movie, once again, didn't need to be made. I don't like live action at all. I don't know. Not really excited for it. I'll probably go watch it, but I don't know. We'll see.
What about you? You saw it too, Jordan. Like. Did it help you after this first, like when we saw that first look? Did it look better for you after seeing the trailer?
It does look better than when we saw the first look. I personally, kind of like everyone else, I wanted to feel a little more realistic. I feel like they took such a great story and a great animated world, and they kind of like they made it realistic, but it still kind of looks animated. And I like Jaden, like you said, with just the dragons, with like Game of Thrones. I want to see Toothless as like a beast, a big beast, and I want to be afraid of him. I don't feel like if I ran into that, I'd be afraid of it.
Like,
Yeah, I'd be like, oh my god, it's just so
Wanna be
cute.
friends?
Yeah, I'd be like, let's be besties.
Yeah.
I want to kind of be intimidated by it,
Yeah.
and I want just a little more detail with everything.
I just feel like with the live action stuff, they need to add something more, something new
Yeah.
to it.
Yes.
And from this trailer, it didn't feel like there was anything new to it.
It just feels like the first movie. It's like, which I guess, sure, you can remake it all in live action, but again, like,
Yeah.
where's the creative point to
Yep.
it?
That's one thing for me with live actions. Like, if you're going to remake an animated movie of some kind, you want to do it in the honor of it, not basically making a shot for shot of it. Because then you can just go watch the animated movie. What's the point?
Yeah, but with real people.
That's the one thing when we heard about this movie is that the same director's returning. He's basically just making a shot for shot, and I'm like, okay, what's the point then? But I mean, that makes you wonder. So the first movie had a $65 million budget, the first animated, and it made almost $500 million. Do you still think there is a enthusiasm out there to make about that much money in this live action, or do you think there's a lot of people like us who are wondering why?
I don't know. Little kids go feral for this type of
They
stuff.
do.
They do.
They
I
really
didn't
do.
think Moana 2 was gonna be
Addie,
that good.
Addie's like, I'm gonna be the first one on the Thursday night show.
Moana 2 did so good just because kids are feral for that stuff.
And we'll talk about
so
that. Yeah.
I just didn't. I think it will do fine. I won't be there, but I think it'll be fine.
I won't be there.
Right. I mean, I feel like our generation was the people who saw it like the first time.
Right.
What is there to interest the kids? Because kids like cartoons and stuff still. I don't know if they're like gearing it towards us or gearing it towards them, or like what was their audience type thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
okay.
that's basically what I
That's
think
fine.
too.
No, I mean, I was just that's good. It's a good point to make. I hope there will be just a little bit because these can make some good money for DreamWorks, and DreamWorks is kind of floundering right now, honestly.
Really?
I heard the Wild Robot
financially-
actually did good.
I want to see that so bad. So bad.
I was gonna say I heard that actually did.
Which one?
The Wild Robot. It came out.
No, yeah, no, I
It was
just
like
meant-
it's like I
Certain movies
I
are doing
checked, it
good,
was
but
still
like, if
in
you look at
theaters.
their overall, like what they've made, they're not doing as well as previous years.
Yeah.
So this is like what could actually help them a little bit because right now we're in that world where a lot of these studios are slowly becoming monopolies. I mean, Disney's another one who's just like everything basically now. So we need other, what am I trying to say?
Competition.
Other companies to help keep things going. But yeah,
I think opening weekend or opening show, it'll do really good. I just don't think it'll make as much as
Yeah.
the animated
yeah.
ones long term. I just don't feel like people are gonna be. I could be wrong.
yeah.
I'd
Unless
love to be
unless you're at Addie, where she'll probably see it like every day
Addie's
for
gonna
2
fund
weeks
the
straight.
Single-handedly fund this movie.
But now that we've talked about How to Train Your Dragon, I want to move on to the live-action Snow White that we finally have a trailer for. Jaden, I'm going to start on that side.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
This is the first live-action movie I've ever been excited to see.
Really?
For 2 words. Lucy Gray. Because she was amazing in Hunger Games. I'm excited to see what else she can do.
Who?
She was such a good Lucy Gray.
Rachel
Rachel
Zegler.
Zegler?
Her, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Sorry.
got you. I got
Yeah,
you. I know what you're
thank
talking
you.
about. I got
Sorry.
you.
And I feel like the dwarfs look kind of odd, which were kind of creeping me out just a little bit. But overall, I feel like it's going to be really, really good. And we haven't seen Snow White in so long. Like,
It's true.
no? Yes?
I just don't like Snow White.
I really like Snow White.
That's fair.
No, you continue.
No. Go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not excited about this.
Like,
I don't like
at
Snow
all?
White. No, I don't like
love
her outfit.
It's like polar opposites.
How cute she looks in that. She's precious.
She looks kind of stupid.
I love how during the Wicked review they were like all like, I love this movie together. We're all like, now they're about to start fighting over this.
It's just like Wicked.
They're in the room with us.
Bro, I'm so sad. Oh, you're sad about this
No,
movie?
it doesn't.
Okay.
I don't know. I
I'm
feel
not-
like the
Fine.
colors are
It's
pretty. I
okay.
feel like the little animals look cute. What did make me laugh is the mirror on the wall. It looked just like the one from Shrek, and
Yeah.
that made me laugh. I didn't know that. But the dwarfs were so scary. They gave me nightmares.
look at them
They
right
will
now.
give
They
me
look,
nightmares. They're terrifying. Like, why do they look like that?
They're dwarves.
Their heads are like huge. They remind reminds me a little bit of like Elf on the Shelves. And I had Elf on the Shelf, and my mom's gonna watch this, and I was kind of scared of him. I loved him, but he was kind of scary. And so that's just kind of what it reminds me of. And I think they're just really scary and unsettling.
They look like lawn gnomes. I mean, that's kind of
They do look like lawn gnomes.
I just feel like they did the original
gnome.
one such an injustice. Like, why did they do them like that? They made them ugly.
I mean,
Why weren't they?
to me, this is better. Okay, so this is better for me than the alternative. Originally, the dwarves were just going to be life-size people. They're like all different genders and colors.
But why don't we just use like little people?
That's a discussion for another time. But to me, this is better than the alternative because to me that would have been horrible. Like they were just going to be regular-sized people who are all just like living together out in the middle of nowhere. I'm just like, okay.
I think I would have preferred that more.
I don't know.
These guys are scary.
They're very uncanny.
They can't be like 6'5".
They're incredibly uncanny, just based on the looks that we've been given so far from them.
If I was 8 and I went to the movie theaters and saw this, I would be crying.
Yeah, it's scary.
Besides the gnomes and the dwarves, Andrew, what did you think?
I am not at all excited for this. This looks terrible. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not terribly happy about it. I feel it's weird because Snow White is so important for animation history. To make it into live action, it just feels really weird because Snow White's like the first. I think it's technically like the second or third like full length animated feature, but
I didn't know that.
it's like it just feels weird to remake it in live action because it's so inherent to animation history and animation as a whole.
Yep. Yeah, it was the first animation live action that Disney ever did.
It was the first
Disney animation that they did. Period. Like Disney back then.
It's the first feature length.
Yeah,
Disney
feature length. That's what. Yeah, first one.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
This looks terrible.
yeah.
I it's so girl bossy. I don't know how to describe it. Like,
Okay, girl boss. And
I am all for it. I am.
We're gonna cancel you. This is
No,
your first
for real.
show. We're gonna cancel you.
This is why we're getting canceled.
Canceled. No, so okay, we talk about living up the legacy of the original. This does not do that.
It doesn't. No.
The prince is
I agree with that.
the prince is in like 2 seconds of the movie, and he's like, from what I gathered from like talking about the story, he's not going to play any part in like helping her succeed, like working as a team for equality to work together to succeed. It's more like she's going to do it on her own, and she doesn't need anybody to do it. And male or female, whenever somebody does that, drives me up the wall. Male or female, in any role, drives me up a wall.
Okay.
So that's one thing. But also, for me, I'm not excited. The trailer looks fine, in my opinion. It looks fine. Nothing wrong with it. I am just so concerned because this movie has gone through 3 reshoots. They invested in, yes.
I was going to say, this movie's been in like production hell
it was in production hell for a long time. It was in post-production hell for a long time. There was actually rumors that they were just going to cancel it all together because they're investing in over $500 million into this movie.
I don't think it's gonna make that
It's not
much.
making that money back.
It's not. And there was just a lot going on behind the scenes that it just sounded like there was so much trouble than what it was worth. That unless whoever the editor is, unless they work their magic, this does not bode well for this movie. At least that's how I took it, because this movie is slated to come out. What was the date it said on it? March 21st. And yeah, so it initially had a $240 million, and they had to add another $269 million for reshoots.
I wonder what happened and like why.
There's always just rumors, so I don't want to get into conjecture. That's something else.
I love rumors. It's like gossip. I like gossip sometimes.
But it just and I don't know. Because I love Rachel Zegler. I mean, I loved her in Hunger Games. I loved her in West Side Story. Nothing against that. It just, for me, it just seems like it's becoming more trouble than it was worth. But they're still gonna release it. It's still gonna come out. I still feel like people are gonna go see it because it's a Disney action. Kids will eat this up, of course. It just, I don't know. I'm not excited for it. I don't know why I'm not excited for it. I'm just not. Like, I'm not like it was for like Mulan or Aladdin or something like that. Like, those were I was excited for, because I felt like they were doing their own thing, but they were just paying homage to the originals, but they're doing their own thing.
I did like that it seemed like they added like a new song. Alyssa, I just don't remember the original.
They did because a lot of songs from the original that included her and the prince are not really in it. It's more just like her, like, because there was a song that they did in the actual trailer that was brand new. So that's kind of going to be in there. But yeah, I just what do you think? I'm sorry, I'm trying to become the Debbie Downer, but like, did you like it at all, or not? You're not in the same room. Okay, man, Jaden's in her own boat.
I was really excited for it until you guys started bringing up some pretty good points, and I didn't realize.
You can still be excited.
How
You can be
bad-
excited.
There's nothing wrong with that.
We'll probably still like go see it, but now that I know that they spent how much money? Almost $500 million.
Maybe that
Half a
would make
million
it
dollars?
really good. Just for you.
Right, just for
Maybe.
you.
And
Thank you, Disney.
one
Thank you,
last thing.
Disney.
Gal Gadot.
Who?
Gal Gadot, who's playing the evil queen.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm gonna preface this. I love her as an actress,
Okay.
but she is a movie star. She's not an actor. And if you're gonna play the evil queen,
What does that mean?
so think about Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is a movie star. He's not an actor because he cannot act
I think he
to
can.
save his life.
I think he
Keanu
can
Reeves.
act.
I love Keanu Reeves more than anything. That
I
dude
played
cannot act.
Cyberpunk. He's great in that game.
Speak it, Andrew.
Unironically.
Yeah.
He's like a fantastic
Preach
actor
it.
in
Or
that
like,
game.
let's see, like, no, he's pretty good. Chris.
No, he's pretty.
Chris
who-
Evans.
No.
Don't do my boy Chris.
Yeah,
Evans.
I was like, you're
I don't know
on
what
thin
we're talking
ice
about.
right now.
Star Lord.
Chris
Oh,
Pine.
Chris Pratt.
No,
Chris Pratt.
I
To me,
I
he's a
agree
movie
with
star.
that.
Oh, I'm too loud.
Stop hitting the table.
Oh, stop hitting the table.
Keep hitting the table.
Sorry, guys.
I do agree
No,
with the Chris Pratt.
Like,
yeah.
there's certain people out there in Hollywood where they're either movie stars or they're actors or they're both.
Mhm.
Like, if you can be a movie star that attracts people, like Dwayne The Rock Johnson, movie star,
Mm.
not an
For
actor.
sure.
I think.
Dwayne The Rock
the
Johnson
Tooth
is not an actor.
He's
He is
a
a
movie
movie
star.
star.
Good move.
To me, Gal Gadot is in that category. She's a movie star, and if you're gonna have someone playing the evil queen, you need someone who's a higher caliber of an actress. At least in my opinion.
See, I completely disagree.
Really?
That's
okay.
the only thing I'm kind of excited about.
Okay.
I think she's gonna do really good at it.
Okay, so that's
Other
the-
than that, I don't care. I'm just gonna
She
be
looks
honest.
good.
She does look
She
good.
looks nice.
She looks
I mean, she
great.
looks cool.
She looks
What I'm saying.
proper.
She looks great.
I just.
Like, so did you guys ever watch the show on ABC? It was a live action Once Upon a Time.
Yes!
Such a
just
good
watched
show.
that.
The girl who played the
love
evil
that
queen,
show.
you would love it.
I
I
love
know,
that show.
I've just never gotten to
It's
it.
You
so
would
good.
love it.
Okay,
It's
I'll put it
so
on there.
good.
I'll put it on
Good.
there.
Who played the evil queen there? She would have been a great choice. She was a good
That'd been
actress.
cool.
She'd have been. She was great.
She's great.
She was great.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm more worried about it than anything. It lowers my excitement for it because it did nothing like seem to have gone right with this one. So that's me.
I get that.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But let us know what you think about How to Train Your Dragon, live action, Snow White live action. We got a lot of live action coming up. Are you excited? Are you not excited? Let us know your thoughts. What do we got next?
We got next. We're talking the Thanksgiving weekend box office because nobody saw Moana 2, and I wanted to review it, but nobody else wanted to review it. So I guess we're gonna talk about the box office instead.
You were the only
Which was-
one.
At
that
this
went
table,
to
like,
see Moana
everyone in
2.
the entire crew, nobody saw it. I'm like,
Yeah. Yesterday we were like, who watched it? Not a
No,
single
not a
Katie
person
didn't
said
watch it. She
anything.
watched the
Did
review.
you watch
She watched
the
the
review?
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you
She's a
watched
smart girl. Smart.
Okay.
Smart.
But we're
queen.
talking about this because, according to the headline, this was a record-breaking 5-day weekend for Thanksgiving. It made, I keep hitting my hand on the table. It made $423 million in the 5-day weekend, which is a record-breaking weekend for Thanksgiving. During that weekend, along with Wicked, which was in its second weekend, Moana 2 debuted at $225 million. Wicked 2 only dropped it only dropped like 29%, making $118 additional million. Gladiator 2, I believe, was in its second weekend as well, making $44 million. Red 1 in its third weekend, making $18 million. And of course, you had some other ones. In the top 5, there's a movie called The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. No clue. $4 million. But there was a lot of other things that are still in there, long weekends. Still made a lot of money adding to this record-breaking weekend. Now, we wanted to bring this up also because there has been a lot of talk. And now I'm going to throw it to Andrew first, and then we'll kind of go back around this way.
Okay.
There's been a lot of talk about a lot of people don't like going to the movie theaters because it costs too much, or they'd rather just sit at home and watch streaming. There's been that feeling that movie theaters are dying, like they're dying. Because of this opening weekend, record-breaking weekend, does that theory just kind of go out the window now?
I think it goes out the window just from this year alone for movies.
Yes.
I mean, the summer was crazy for movies. The movies made a ton of money in theaters. Inside Out 2 became the biggest animated grossing film ever.
Yep.
The highest grossing animated film ever. Like, completely unexpectedly. So I think that notion of, like, oh, nobody wants to go to the movie theaters anymore, it's not really viable at this point. Considering these record-breaking things keep happening at theaters, I don't think that's the case.
Yeah. And a lot of people may argue, oh, it's because of inflation. But when you adjust for inflation, this is still a record-breaking
Even if you adjust,
weekend. It's still record-breaking when you adjust for inflation. Madeline, we're going to go to you, then we'll go to you, Jaden. What did you guys think of this? And, like, how did you feel seeing all that? Like, when you guys went to see Wicked, were the theaters packed not just for Wicked?
Oh, yeah.
I live in a small town, so
Okay.
and we have our own little theater, so it was not packed, but it was pretty a good amount for our small town. And the whole, like, movie theater thing, I just think, like, I hope that theaters stay going
Me too.
strong.
I love theaters.
I think a lot of it has to do with just how much money it costs now. Like, we see it now, like my family, we see it more as a family experience rather than just something to do on a night out, you know, like something fun to do. Like, it has to be, it's experience, because it does cost a good amount of money. But I think if we keep on popping out bangers one after another, I think the movie industry is going to be just fine.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, too, because you can't just rely, because a lot of people will say they hate going to the movie theaters because it's all just remakes or it's all just franchises. They all, like, I hate when people say, I want something original, but then something original comes out and they do not go to the theater.
This isn't fun.
But, I mean, something like Wicked, yes, it's from a play, but it's still its first time movie, quote unquote.
And they're going to come out with so many more musical movies now.
Yeah.
It's going to be
I
wild.
hope so.
Yeah.
I really do.
Jaden, you heard this news. What do you think of the numbers?
Yeah.
And then, like, same for you. Like, what was your theater experience like this weekend?
So I went on Thanksgiving night.
Okay.
And I didn't realize
wow.
Cool.
how many families have that, like, Thanksgiving movie tradition. My theater was disgusting. Like, there was popcorn everywhere. The whole place was gross, but, like, it was kind of nice just to see, like, everybody out, and the theater was packed. The parking lot, I had never seen more than, like, 15 cars there. We had to park, like, far.
Wow, that's really
Gotta
cool.
get your steps in.
I did. It was cold.
I was gonna say, going off that, like, me and my family tried to see Wicked. We had to look at 3 different B&B theaters because, like, the 2 that were closest to us were all sold out, all showings for Wicked.
Wow.
And, like, when we got to, like, the one that was like 30 minutes away from us, the parking lot was packed, ton of people inside. It was kind of crazy. There was a lot of things happening, I guess.
Yeah, when I went to go see Moana 2, I was up in Des Moines at the time. So me and my brother he took his daughter and my niece, and then I took Victoria.
Right.
And it was so packed, and we wanted to still sit together as a family. We had to sit in the second row and, like, have our heads
look all the way up.
like this.
That's the worst.
But I mean, Victoria sat and, like, was engaging the whole time. There was tons of kids there. Like, it was jam packed.
They were having a kiki.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I had to like sway her with tons of candy for her to sit still. But still, I mean, I digress.
I mean, sitting still though.
Yeah,
that's big.
But these are really great numbers. I mean, I was surprised to hear how much everything actually made. But I want to ask, like, for you too, also for the numbers, but also, like, when you went and saw Wicked or anything else, like, how was the theater experience for you? But in the same vein, does this theory go out the window as far as?
I think now it does. I think we kind of just hit a little bit of a rut with movies, but when you have this lineup that you have to choose from, that's hard. That is a packed story. Though, I mean, I think as long as we're putting out the whole not going to the movie theater theory is kind of out. Because I think people genuinely do like it. I do think it is expensive, which is why people stop going. But Madeline, kind of like you said, it's a family experience. And I think that this is over Thanksgiving makes perfect sense.
I think it also really helped. I think everybody can agree. If you look at the top 4, even just top 4, there was a little bit for everyone.
No, for sure.
Gladiator 2, Red 1, which is a Christmas movie getting you ready for the Christmas season. Wicked, of course, a musical. Moana is an animated. Like, to me, if you're going to do weekends like this, or like Christmas weekend, you should have something like that where you have a variety of people so you get more people into the theaters. So that's really good.
Agreed.
I feel like we're probably going to have a similar thing around Christmas.
Yeah.
Like Christmas weekend, I think it's going to be crazy. Like this kind of crazy.
I had a question for you, and I completely lost it.
From me?
Yeah, I lost it though.
From Mark?
I love questions.
I lost it though. That's okay. Other than that, I'm glad to see the record-breaking numbers. It's good to see because I have a theory. This is my theory, and you guys can reply if you want to. because of the pandemic, but also
Right.
because
It all
of
comes back to that.
it does,
Of course.
but it really kind of does that. But also with everything going on in our world and society, I feel like the reason I'm seeing this is just a theory. People are going to theaters more and more. At least this is it for me. Is a feeling of escapism. There's so much going on.
I think that's true.
There's
That's
everything
true.
going on in the world but also with the pandemic, when you're stuck at home, you want to go out and you want to go do something. Why not go with your friends or go to the theater, have a good time,
Yeah.
talk about a movie, enjoy yourself. I think that has also a lot to do with it, because if you've noticed, ever since the pandemic and when people got to be able to come back to theaters, every year the profits or how much movie theaters have made, or also movies, keeps increasing every year. And I don't think that's just because of inflation. No, it's just because people are starting to want to come back more to the movies, even though it costs a ton. It does. I think it helps that feeling of escapism is there.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's like one of the main thing of movies is to escape into
yeah.
a world that you're not living in. That's why that's why we have
Love it.
Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter, because we want to be like, well, I can't be there. I'm gonna go escape and be in that world.
Because to me, it's more than just because like if you're at home, of course you can pause it,
Checking your phone.
do all this, but when
Yeah.
you're at the theater, it's an experience. I think people are also like, I hope at least how I view it, that yes, streaming has its place, Netflix has its place,
Right.
but the theater experience is something completely different.
Well, and
Yeah.
I think it also helps that we delay the streaming of like, if I don't want to see something like in the theater that I know I'm not gonna love that much, then I wait for it to come on streaming. But so I think it helps that you have the delay, so people that they know they want to go see that movie, they have to go see it now.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I gotta go now.
Oh yeah. All right, folks. That'll do us for this segment here. What did you think of the record-breaking numbers? Are you excited for that, or what do you think Christmas will be like as well? Because Andrew brought up how much you think that might make. Leave your comments in that section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, let's get into the discussion of the week.
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it. We're talking real
What if we
time.
just don't talk? If we don't talk about it, it can't hurt us.
Yeah, that's right.
Tell
What
me
if we
about my
just
life.
start sobbing? That's the whole segment.
It'll be very therapeutic for all of us, guys. No, I'm just kidding. We're talking real time. This is the very last discussion of the week. Now, of course, I've said it before, I will be continuing ReelTime RoundTable. It will be called ReelTime News on my channel, where it'll be much more, be like on Zoom. I'll have my own background, of course, at my desk. I'll have everything there. And if Jordan ever wants to come on or anybody else wants to come on to talk about it, I'm going to continue that on my channel at the beginning of next year after Christmas break. I might try and do it beforehand, but we'll see. But as far as ReelTime RoundTable here at Red Digital Camos, this is the last time. So we wanted to take today to kind of talk about all of us here on talent, and then people who are on crew will come on and kind of talk about their experiences and their favorite moments. I know Jordan has a few questions for some people. Just like talk about the show and how like when I first started, because like of course I've had my YouTube channel since my first review was Deadpool back in
Whoa.
2017.
Whoa.
So I've had my own YouTube channel for quite a while, and me and my friend Ryan and James, who are on my channel, we do a lot of stuff together there. When I came to KMOS, I wanted to do a really fun show where we just talk about movies, because I love talking about movies, media, everything, to the point where the reason I created my YouTube channel, because my wife got sick and tired of me talking to her about this stuff. She was like, I hope she's watching. I told her to start watching. She's like, please just do something to where she's like, I love you, and I love that you talk about this stuff. I love you have a passion, but find an outlet, and that's what I did.
Find an outlet.
So when I first started it, I had an idea, and it was a little rocky to get started, but as we got into the swing of things, Kaz came on when she was here, and then Jordan came on. Once Kaz left, I wanted to ask Jordan if she wanted to be a permanent fixture, because besides me, I wanted someone else who had that feeling of continuity, and then have her be my co-host, and she's been awesome. You've been really great for this. You've helped me out so much for all the paperwork, all the pre-production work, and it also helps that you like talking about this stuff too.
I do.
And then it just kind of grew from there. And I knew, because I wanted to do this show also, not just record it and do all that stuff. Because if we're all wanting to go into this professional space, I wanted to do it in the vein of like, we want to treat it like a real show. We're going to go live. We're going to do everything in the moment. That way we all get that, including myself, get that experience of doing a show like you would any kind of broadcasting channel that you go on and watch. we have that feeling and experience of doing it, like being on our toes in the audio booth, like moving the levels when you have to do certain things, or getting the next clip ready, things like that. Having the director, Isaiah, who's doing a tremendous job, I've noticed so far. Everyone who's been on director has all done a great job doing this. But being on your toes to do all that stuff in the moment, because you don't want to disappoint our audience. That's why I wanted it also to become, and it's what it became. And I wouldn't have been able to done it without all of you guys. Like everyone here helped make this come true. All your hard work came every week to do it. I know it's also because it's a fun show. I think it's a fun show. But that's kind of why I wanted to start off by saying thank you to everyone. I wanted to do this show when I came here, and it's a lot of hard work. I mean, I was the main person who created it and did all the footwork, but you guys is what helped keep it going as well. So I wanted to thank everybody for that. I got my spiel out the way. Let's try to bring her up to my co-host. I want you to talk about when I brought you on, all that good stuff, and just your experiences.
Yeah, I remember when you brought me on, you were like, "Hey, we're gonna do this show," and I was like, "Yeah, I'll help out," and you're like, "No, be on talent," and I was like, "No, no thanks."
Yeah, I remember that.
And then I said yes, and it's actually so much more fun. Before this show, I feel like I hated being on talent, and I kind of treat this as therapy sometimes, which I probably shouldn't, but here we are. And it's
You're Sam, the Sam you...
I don't want to talk about it. We're not over that yet. But it's just been so much fun. But the main thing that I personally just wanted to kind of talk about, wanted to ask everybody is, what is something you've learned while doing this show? Because I know for me, when we first started, I was like, I'm not going to admit that I love something if everybody else hates it. And I've learned that is completely stupid. And I know that on this show we bring in quotes, and we bring in numbers, and we bring in how much a movie made. But we have gone to war. Yeah. Because he loves Hereditary, and I hate it. And that doesn't make...
I'm going to change your mind one day.
No,
I swear to God. I'm going to change your mind. But it's going to happen.
Everything we watch, if not everything that we talk about, is all subjective. And it's all based on our own opinion. So if Josh says he loves Hereditary... that doesn't make you wrong. That doesn't make you. That doesn't mean your opinion's invalid. If I say I hate it, that doesn't make me wrong either. Yep. I know last show we did, I was like, this thing you asked me, it's kind of a stupid answer. It wasn't a stupid answer. It was my genuine answer. Yep. So I've learned that if you like something, own it and admit I love it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Yep. And there's nothing wrong if somebody disagrees with you. But don't be too harsh on anybody.
That's why I brought when Jane was over, she was in her own little world.
Time.
She was in her own world. Yeah. I love Snow White. I'm excited. We're all like.
And there's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't make Jaden's opinion wrong.
No,
it doesn't make our opinion
guys
wrong. We're both. It's totally fine.
I will still say. I will still say this though. There are certain movies out there that if you like it, I question your life choices, because there's certain movies out there that are so terrible, no one should like them. Now, if you like them because
we do. And you can't do anything about it.
It's because what movies we're talking about here.
Any Neil Breen movie, I'm sorry.
Neil Breen is so funny, though.
God.
They're so much fun to watch.
You said this in the wrong...
We're changing the discussion.
That was the wrong thing to say.
Yeah, changing it all right now. But we'll start off with you, Andrew, and we'll kind of go around table. Just talk about the show, around the table.
Around the table?
Oh,
what a concept.
It all comes full circle.
It all comes full circle.
It all comes full round table.
Just whatever. What did you think of the show when I brought it to when you came on, and just your experiences on the show?
Yeah, I've had a great time working on the show. Both on the two. This is the second time I've been on talent, and when I've been on various different crew positions. I like how I got to direct. I was very happy with how that went. I feel like it got me some very valuable experience there. And I appreciate you giving me the opportunity.
And that's one thing I really wanted to do. I never wanted anybody, well, exception of Jordan, I never wanted anybody to feel like they were just in one position the whole time. Now, Sam is different because they want to stay. They love staying on the floor. They love doing everything down there. My illustrious floor director all the time. But I wanted to make sure everyone got experience in different spots. Because like I said, this is a very complex show with a lot of different moving parts. That way you get that experience. I appreciate that, because that was what I was going for. I wanted everybody to get that chance to do that.
Right.
Madeline?
See, like I'm just a baby here at Camless.
That's
This
true.
Is my
This is your first semester.
And I feel like this show has helped me take my first steps. And I'm learning.
Spread your wings.
I'm just imagining like Madeline like kind of walking like a baby does, just like someone's holding her arms, like just trying to help her walk.
But I've been able to learn so much stuff here without judgment and with positive reinforcement, and I feel like that's been so helpful, and I feel like I've been able to branch out and like grow as a person. And now I'm talking. I'm going off to preschool.
Jaden.
This was the first show that I was on talent for. This was the first show that I was director for. So like, and that first talent, I was so nervous.
I remember.
It's like sweating bullets, but like, I feel like I've just learned a lot about myself, and like it's okay, and just like nobody cares. Just like chill out, it's fine.
Yep.
So yeah.
That's awesome. But for you guys too, I want to go back to that. Like, go back to Jordan's original question. Like, what's one of the biggest things you learned while being on the show? Like, besides just directing, like something that you really, Andrew, you kind of get going.
That was my answer. I was gonna be. I learned how to direct.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But I can try to think of something better.
I definitely just learned like how to like talk in front of the camera better and like not be so stressed out every single time that like, hey, do this. No. Thanks though, but no. But yeah.
I feel like that it's like okay to make mistakes. Also that I don't like working audio. I don't like that. And I just feel like I've been learning how to use equipment and stuff. I feel like that's the biggest thing I've learned.
For sure.
Yeah, I would say that's probably I'm in a similar boat as Madeline, because this is my first semester here at CamWest. So just kind of being able to get onto the ropes. What am I saying? Get the ropes of everything.
Yeah.
Figure out how each position kind of works, how to talk in front of the camera, how to direct, how to do audio and stuff. I feel like that's been a big help for when we have the other shoots that are like, oh, you need to know how to do this. Well, now I know.
And not a lot of people like me. Like for me, I like to be thrown in the deep end. Just throw me in. I will make mistakes. I know I will, and I will figure it out.
Yeah.
But I wanted to, like, if you guys remember, a lot of times I had you guys shadowing these positions before you actually did it. Because I know a lot of people are not like me. Were like, just throw me in there, coach. You know,
I need someone to hold my hand.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think
And walk me through each individual step because I get so overwhelmed that I'm like, okay, first step. And then I'm like, I don't remember what the second step was.
So yeah. All right, guys. Well, let's have you guys swap you out with our floor.
Yeah.
Let's get Sam, Nolan, and Addie up here, and then after that, we'll go to the crew in the production room. What? You can take off. Yeah, give that to Andrew.
Well,
Oh, that's fine. Sam can.
I kept mine.
Behind the scenes.
I don't know. Sam's just. I don't know.
Sam's just saying.
What? What does that mean?
Sam's just saying.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. So a lot of you guys. Well, with the exception of Sam, of course. This is actually Sam's first time. Well, no, we did the
crossover.
Fire crossover one time.
Yeah, that was.
I remember that.
Oh, God, I missed
That
it.
was forever ago.
But for you two, you guys were on talent a lot because you guys love talking this stuff just as much as Jordan and I. But again, we'll go around the table. Just,
Around the
get it.
round table.
Round table.
Oh,
It
man.
is. It really isn't. I was hoping it would. It would have been nice. It would have been kind of nice.
We're diamond shape.
ReelTime diamond table.
That's literally what we were
Some
saying.
workshopping it over there.
We were messing around with that, yeah.
But Addie, because you were on here a couple semesters now.
Yeah.
Like, what did you think of the show? Like your experiences and everything.
Yeah, no, I really liked being. It sucked. I hate being on real time. No, I really. I don't know why I said that. I really like real time. Mainly because majority of the time I know we don't have the same opinion on movies. So anytime you're like, this was so great, and I'm like,
yeah.
oh, and
And
then
the
you're like,
exact
so what
opposite.
did you think? And I'm like, this was bad, man. And then it's like completely opposite. I'm like, I love this movie. And you're like, oh, this is beep 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 beep, you know, kind of thing. And I think that's really funny though, because like we have two totally different opinions on it, and a lot of the time we will go at each other's throats. But I feel like that, kind of like what you were saying, Jordan. It's like I still feel safe though to talk about that, even if we are going at each other's throats. But not. It's
like
just playful.
And then after we get done, we just go joke around and go back to being
Exactly.
normal.
Exactly.
Fist fight outside.
I have no ill will
We did
whatsoever
one.
on
We didn't want to talk about it. It was like in the back alley. We had like
Yeah, I was
bare
ready to say,
knuckles. It was crazy.
Kind of bloody.
Yeah, a little bit.
You guys look great. Despite the fact.
Sam, I know a lot of times you were on the floor, but it's because you like being in that position.
Yeah, I liked it just because I got to bother you guys a lot. I have my little whiteboard and I put up little notes all the time. I was a little bit less now because I'm messing with the lights, so it's really hard to
Yep.
have a moment to step away. But
And a little peek behind the curtain for some of you guys who are watching. If you're also wondering how I'm able to time my introduction so well, Sam always sits in front of it, right underneath the camera with the timer.
yeah.
And just like
Yep.
counts and has a little timer for me to know when I need to be done. At
25
seconds every time. And it always works. It always works.
It always works. I feel like we needed to practice it today, but
Yeah.
that's okay. Happens.
But you're also just like me. This is your last semester
know.
here. You're gonna be done. R.I.P.
I'm gonna get put down. I'm not ready. I'm sorry.
But not just for real
kid-friendly.
time, but like, how has KMOS in general, like all
Oh
the
my
shows
God.
we have done, like we've been a part of, like, what are some of the things that really stand out to you, like you've learned?
Like, I feel like the thing that obviously like I learned the most was when I was producing Friendly Fire, because that was the thing that like I was like in control of. Obviously not just me, but it's just me here because Thomas isn't here anymore.
Thomas does not exist anymore.
He doesn't exist anymore.
He was put down.
he was definitely.
He was
yeah.
just here. It's crazy. Anyways.
I could hear
It was like I saw him yesterday.
But yeah, I mean, it was when I first started my first semester, and I think Jordan was the only other person that was here before I started. Were you?
It's possible, yeah.
When did I started in
Surprisingly
September
enough,
22?
Jordan's been here the
I've been here
longest.
for a long time.
Yeah, so I
She's a vet.
started September of 2022, and my first semester I was very, like, things were very loose. Anything that you want to do, accepted. There was no parameters to anything that you wanted to do. You can make really badly made YouTube videos, like I did, and they would get uploaded, and it was fine. But now it's a lot more like the quality is so much better, and it gave me a lot of work experience in the field. Like I have that on my resume now, which is super cool. And then have my show that I produced, it made me come out of my shell a little bit more and become a little bit more like talkative. Like my first semester, I don't know if I spoke a word to almost anyone. And then maybe I did, but I was very quiet. And now here I am, and I will never stop talking, even if you want me to.
Yeah, I remember my first class with Sam is when we still had masks on. It was
Oh
in
my God.
multimedia.
It was multimedia.
Yeah, and Sam would just sit there and just like not say a word to anybody. And now
Yeah, no,
they never shut up.
no, never, and I never will. That's what happens.
I never will.
But I'll be graduating in a week and a half.
Yep.
And I'll be done, which is really sad. I really love this place, and
I don't want to hear about it.
I don't know. This entire studio as a whole, honestly, has grown a lot since I started. Like it was so bad for a minute there. The lights are better. The entire rig is better. Everything is amazing, and it's been such a great honor to be here and watch it grow from what it was to what it is now.
Yep.
And to see how many people are here and how great our content is, and it's super great. And I love everybody here so much. Everyone
We
I
love
love.
you too, Sam.
I love everybody. Everyone, even in the control room. I love you guys.
Nolan, you have your own show. You've been on the show so many times. So I know you love talking this stuff as well. But
I do.
How did you feel when I brought this on? Were you excited for it when it initially came about?
I was incredibly excited. Yeah, I think whenever Real Time started, I had only spoken to you maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
But that's just because that's how I am. I don't typically speak to people unless I'm spoken to first. But I'm very glad that this show did start, because I think it's been a wonderful opportunity. And I think that it's, believe it or not, I feel like I'm usually pretty caged. I feel like I don't talk as much as I definitely could talk more. But then I get on this show, and it's like, what do you think about this new Daredevil trailer? Let me tell you what I think about this new Daredevil trailer. And so I'm very happy to have a place where all of the knowledge that I harbor that I feel like is pretty much useless is not useless.
Yep.
It's just such a nice space for that reason and for so many others, because I feel like this show has also made me keep up to date with the industry a little bit more, which I should have been doing before. But there have been times where I'll send you something and be like, did you hear about this?
And I was like, oh, no? Okay, this is awesome. We need to talk about this.
It's because my first thought is oh, I wonder if this is going to be on Real Time this week. And so it's kind of changed my perspective on like how I should be participating in movies and TV, and also just kind of my work ethic here, because the D&D show that I ran, past tense, is
Rest in peace.
is
It's last episode's this week, guys.
yeah, and I think it comes out next week, but we filmed it yesterday.
Filmed it yesterday, but yeah.
Anyway,
Guess
that
who cried?
show was jank whenever we first started. Like, I was like, yeah, whatever, go on a position, I don't care. And like I was just kind of winging it every week, and that was because I had some stuff going on. But then I also just didn't think I needed to do much more. And then I saw how much work you both were putting into real time, and I was like, I need to step it up. I need to like plan way ahead. I need to get these things done, and I just started like trying a lot more, I guess, because of real time. So
Thank you.
Yeah, I think I speak for everyone when I say I owe a lot to real time.
Thank you. I mean, I'm gonna brush a little bit there. I mean, there's a reason we got an award right there, guys.
Yeah,
There's no
exactly,
reason. I'm just
yeah.
kidding. One of my favorite, like, one of some things I really love about this too is like how much people geek out about certain things. Like when you brought up the Daredevil, like there's so many times like I've seen Addie geek out about something. I've seen
Sonic.
Maybe Sonic.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a little worried about your relationship with
Guys,
Sonic. Or just
There's nothing wrong with it.
with Sonic.
There's nothing wrong
It's
with
Shadow.
it. Own it.
oh, that's right, Shadow. My bad. Guys.
Jeez. I was going to say, we got to be more
You gotta
specific,
make it
please.
Oh yeah, I need to get Leilani a poster that I gave you. I keep forgetting it. Leilani,
Yeah.
I'll get you one, I promise. But no, things like that. I love those kind of moments. But also just like a lot of people don't see when we like before we start the show how much we just like are goofballs with one another. Just like that kind of camaraderie of just like hanging out together is some of the stuff I really like too, because we all got to know each other a lot more.
Yeah.
You know, so like shows like this I think really helped us all to kind of get to really know each other. Whereas before, like nothing against what we do like with focus on or anything like that. Like those are all extremely important and really good quality stuff. But like
we gotta be like
they're
professional.
more like
that's
there's
what
more
it's
professional feeling. Where like this is this is a professional set. Yeah,
We're professional sometimes on Focus On.
but you know what I mean? Like
Most of the
this-
time.
when we lock in for the show, we're locked in. But before that, we're all just kind of hanging out and having a good time. That's what kind of like I liked the two. So, well, I'll have you guys go down. Whoever wants to go up and do director, let's have Isaiah come down, and then Icarus, and then I know Kayla didn't want to come down. Whoever wants to come down up there, come on down. Your next contestant on The Price is Right.
That's copyright.
Oh
That
yeah,
is copyright.
my bad.
We're gonna
Oh,
get
crap.
kicked off YouTube.
We're gonna Price is Right now. Sorry, Josh. No.
Gosh. I think something about not even just real time, but about Red Digital
Yeah.
is that we get such an opportunity to be as creative as we want to be.
Yep.
And I think kind of like what everyone else has said, that they're really, it's, you just have time to express yourself.
Yeah.
And you have an outlet to express yourself. And I think the film industry and the TV industry is such a scary place.
Yep.
Like if I walked into this today, I would be terrified.
Yep.
This looks horrifying.
I'm terrified right
Icarus, we're alive right now.
We
Icarus.
are live, guys. I have this on my feed right now. It's
Wait,
still
can we get
going.
Inception real quick? Can we zoom in on your
Icarus,
screen
get
and
over here.
just-
But no, I really agree. Like, we were able to create something here where people can really express themselves, how they feel about their opinions, be themselves, talk about what they want to talk about. And that's why whenever we did topics, I always knew we wanted to bring on people who actually had an interest in the topic, and also just like would enjoy actually talking about it. I didn't want to bring on people like, I really don't care what we're talking about with this. You know what I mean? So
I mean, sometimes we have.
sometimes we had to, but
I
you know
don't
what I mean?
really
Yeah.
care.
Well, now we've got Icarus.
I've never been on this show
They've
before.
never been on the show
Yes,
before.
you have.
Wait, you
Yes,
have?
you have.
I was on for the Fallout episode. I came on with
yeah.
Thomas. That's the only one I've been on.
Yeah. And of course we've seen Isaiah. It's still tripping me out that you got a haircut. It's
Yeah, I got it just for this finale.
Yeah.
Completely.
I really wanted
Just
to
for
show
us.
up.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. I actually have real time, faded
Waved
in,
in
cut
there.
into there. You just can't see it on camera.
Yep. And of course Leilani never really has been on the show, but
Yeah, no, I haven't.
Leilani is also the other person for me. Like I kept her in a position where she basically anything was wrong, she fixed it because she knows what she's doing. She's extremely talented at what she does. There's even certain things she knows even I don't know.
You know what's so funny?
Yeah.
You're saying all this stuff about Leilani, about how talented and cool and awesome she is, and I'm over here waving a wand around. This shows our dynamic, Leilani. You're the smart one, and I'm the princess.
Can we swap roles? I want to be the princess.
Yeah, here.
No, you can keep
But,
it.
but it's not just. I mean, I think we can all agree. Like, there are certain things that even Leilani knew that I had no clue about. Like,
Leilani knows everything that I don't know.
I don't know everything.
She knows everything.
but thank you guys for coming on real quick. But we're gonna go the opposite way. Leilani. So you did a lot of work for helping me and Jordan. I mean, all the stills you guys see and the backgrounds here, the thumbnails, all that was from Leilani. And of course, she was our content coordinator. Like, so if audio was messed up, she would let audio know, hey, you need to do this. Or the coloring's wrong, she would go in the back and fix the lighting of the cameras, all that stuff. But like, was I ever giving you too much? Because I feel like I always put a lot on you, but it's because I just knew you was able to do it.
So it actually has never really been like too much. The first semester, and was it the first? Because we've done this 2 semesters. 2
Three,
semesters?
technically.
3? Okay, so last semester, whenever we started, like, we would
4.
close the curtains. We would put just like the black
Didn't you
backdrop.
start last summer?
Yeah, but I was doing movie reviews not this summer, but the summer before.
So we've done it 3 semesters.
3 semesters, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
3 semesters.
Because
couldn't
last fall,
tell. Yeah.
spring, this fall.
Yep.
These last semesters I've been here just keep blurring together,
Oh, yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
just time's going by. But yeah, no, the last semester was probably the most difficult because of the black backdrop, and then we'd bring on my LED lights, we'd put those up there, and then every single time we would change these stills, the lighting would change. So I'm always running back into like the engineering room trying to change the lighting. Now with like this whole lighting setup.
Shout out to Josh.
Yeah.
You're getting this up.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I don't have to change a lot. So
That was one thing I didn't necessarily enjoy about the show. It's because I had to do it because aesthetically I wanted it to look that way. But man, having to come in every day, put up all those black curtains, take them back down.
Yeah, get the ladder out.
Get the ladder out, like all that stuff. Like I was getting a workout in for sure, but man, that was always the like tedious part of it.
Also,
It
just setting up
definitely
mics
takes longer.
as well.
Yeah, before we got these,
Yeah.
another shout out to Josh. Like I always wanted ones like these, and I was glad we were able to get these in for this semester.
Yeah.
But Isaiah, I've had you in pretty much every other position. Like, what are some of the things that really stood out to you for the show and just anything in general?
Well, at first, so I think Jordan is maybe the oldest member of KMOS right now. I think I might be the second oldest. And when we start our other show, Cinema Sit Down, it's also about movies and stuff like that. But people were kind of goofing around back then. And I was like, man, I really wish there was another show where I could talk about movies, new movies as well.
You think we don't goof around now?
I mean, we do, but like now we actually like... I feel like it's way more interesting and everyone's more involved
We take it more
in the
seriously.
movie.
The goofing is a little more serious.
Yeah, the more serious goofing. Yeah. So,
It's a very interesting.
yeah, this was like, I don't know, I was very excited to find out about the show because I was like, okay, someone who loves movies and is going to want to talk about them the same way I want to talk to my friends about movies because they like movies, but you know, not
the
like
same.
I do. And they,
Yep.
you know, I'll go see a movie every single week if I could. And they're just like, whatever, we'll just watch something on Netflix. No.
Yep.
So I was really excited to be on Talent, obviously, because I'm on so many of them.
Yep.
I'm always, anytime I watch a movie, I'm like, can I be on Talent? But I also really enjoyed directing as well. I think Andrew said that. It's, I don't know, it's really, I work well under stress. I'm coming from working a lot of kitchen jobs, and so that's more natural to me, and I just like having a lot of things to do and keeping my brain busy. So
yeah, that's kind of what I would like, especially for director job. Like, I wanted to have so much going on, but again, a real produced show like that's live on any channel will have all that stuff. And there's even a lot of stuff that we didn't do that I was wanting to do, but I didn't want to do, again, too much. I wanted to have that happy medium. But yeah, I appreciate that because it's kind of what we wanted to go for. 'Cause especially like discussion of the week, graphic. Shout out to Thomas who made that. Our countdown, I want to do that as well. Another big shout out to Thomas who made that for us as well. Things like that just help really make it feel like a show. You know what I mean? I want to go back to Leilani quick because I forgot. Along with Leilani and Icarus and me and Sam, you're leaving.
Yep.
You're done.
Yep.
You're going. you're out of here. You're getting put down just like the rest of us.
Put down. Oh no, this is worse than I thought.
But besides real time,
Mm-hmm.
how has KMOS in general and Red Digital like shaped a lot of your experiences? Like some of the things that really stood out to you and what you've learned.
Dude, Red Digital, being here at KMOS has been probably like one of the best things that's happened in the last 2 years, because there's so many amazing people here and there are so many opportunities. And I think this is the same as what Sam had said, like when we started, it was so loose. It was, you basically just got to make your own kind of project, and then all of a sudden we started getting more people, more things, new projects we did focus on. We have Real Time, and we had the D&D show, and Pester, and Friendly Fire, and like all of these kind of like studio shows like came about, and it just feels like we have something that is ours. But Brian, who graduated last semester, I believe.
It was last semester.
Shout out Brian
Yeah,
Fry.
when I started here, literally a week after starting, I barely talked to him, and he said, "You should start working at KMOS." And I was like, huh? So literally I started this nearly right after I started here, like at
That's
UCM,
awesome.
and I just feel like it's been my entire college experience.
Yeah. Yeah, that would also just all the movies we do for MCA and everything like that. But I think, like, if we didn't have KMOS or MCA, like we would just be doing what we do in school. So it's great that UCM has these outlets for, especially for media content creators like ourselves, like just go and get our hands on this stuff and actually do our own work.
Yeah, it's
But-
definitely let me like just play with a couple topics I've liked. Like I got to make documentaries and like the Korean American Society of KC and NakaCon and all these different things, and yeah.
Yeah, same here, and which is going to bring me to Icarus, who's also leaving. Their movie Long Gone, which is KMOS was
I like
funded
you're
by-
calling it a movie. It
It's
makes
a
me,
short
It makes
film.
me feel very cool.
It's a movie.
But you calling it a movie
It's a
makes
movie.
me feel. Yeah,
It's a
yeah, I
short
made a
movie.
movie.
But it's a short film, but it's
a short film, yeah.
And I was really happy when you asked me to be your cinematographer, because it just
Yes.
it helped me, because I've said it to so many people, like when it comes to photography or your whatever you do as a cinematographer or director or whatever, you don't necessarily know you're good at it until you get that feedback. Like now for me as a photographer, I know I'm good at what I do. But as a cinematographer, I've ever since I came here to get my degree in this, I never I know how it works with photography, but with cinematography it's much different. Hearing people actually wanting me to be their cinematographer really helped my confidence in knowing how good I am in becoming as a cinematographer and director. So with that being said, like Icarus, what are some of the things that, with Long Gone, that was such a great experience. I had such a good time on that one, and all the other short films we did in MCA. But for that one too, it was like kind of, I don't want to say funded. It was essentially funded by KMOS.
It was.
It
Yeah.
was. Yeah. It was
No,
funded
not
by
even
KMOS.
essentially. It was.
Yeah, it was
Completely funded by KMOS.
And
yeah.
for it to actually be brought to life, like with that and everything else, like what has KMOS meant to you? But also real time, just kind of everything.
I mean, I tell everyone this, or not everyone, but like all the new students that come in, I really advocate for them to apply to KMOS, because I always say I have grown more here, like doing the work here, than I have and would have in just the classes, or even like just the classes in MCA. Like I have learned the most here at KMOS than I have anywhere. Like I started doing this stuff in 2020, and now I'm a Telly Award-winning producer, and that is certainly largely in part because of what I've done here at KMOS.
Yep. I mean, I will say for everybody who's staying, like a lot of us are leaving, but for like Jordan, Isaiah, everyone else who's there, I mean,
Can't get rid of you yet.
no, you're still around for at least one
You
more
can never
semester.
get rid of me. I live here.
Yeah. That's what the bed in the
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Gotcha.
totally Jordan's.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, now that I'm leaving, Real Time's gonna be gone, Pastor's gonna be gone. That's something different. But like, there's gonna be a void there. For everybody else who's staying, I want to challenge everybody to keep creating new shows, new something, thinking outside the box, because it really helps you expand your knowledge, but also trying something different. Never just stopping. You know what I mean? So that's why, like, I was before the show today, I was like, "Ooh, Jordan, I have a couple ideas you guys might be cool for next semester," because,
Sorry, continue what you're saying. I'm raising my hand to let you know that I have something I want to say.
yeah. So because I'm hoping that once we leave, like a lot of these shows are gonna be going, that you guys who are staying, just keep thinking of something, take the reins, and produce something. You know what I
Just
mean?
be brave.
Yeah.
Just like do it. Like
Never be afraid to make mistakes.
calling out Nolan right now. Like well, I don't know this for a fact, but I assume he was nervous about starting a D&D show because it's like, there's, it might be silly.
He's never been nervous about anything in his life.
Yeah, and he's a liar for that. Yeah, we know. He's got the brain worms. Anyways, but he did it anyways, and even though he was scared, and now, like, that is, no offense, that is definitely my favorite show that I've been on and that I've worked on. I mean, ReelTime too. It's evolved a lot, and it's been a lot of fun. So.
But is that what you were gonna say, or?
No, I actually have a complaint about the show now. Shifting gears.
Oh.
I tooted y'all's horn. Now I need to
Bring it down a little bit.
whatever the flip side. Untoot the horn. You guys never talked about Cats 1998.
Oh,
Listen,
okay.
I know it's Hollywood related news, and that is certainly unnewsworthy. But like, you could have brought it up. We could have done an analysis of it, a comparison.
That's what they could do. Maybe for you, they'll do it for you. Maybe for Cinema Sit Down, they'll watch Cats 1998.
You guys will watch Cats 1998. That's
just
okay.
for Icarus.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, that's it.
We're very sorry. But we did bring up the Cats the movie, which was terrible.
Yes, and you could have gone from there to
True. We're
how much better the Cats
I will
1998
take this into
is.
consideration for the future. I apologize.
Yeah. I'm just kidding.
I know. Was there anybody else for our floor who's on head? Is there anybody else in the production room that wanted to come down and say anything? If not, all right. Well, in general fashion, like we did last semester, since this is the very last show, I'm gonna have all my crew come down here, and of course, like,
come on down.
We're all gonna sign off together.
Yeah. Give it. You gotta wear that.
So you need the wand too.
Yeah. Girl boss.
It won't fit my head.
Make it work.
You can do it. Yes.
You guys aren't.
Come on, y'all. Come on, all y'all out here.
watching ReelTime RoundTable.
You can do the Disney thing, and you're watching ReelTime RoundTable.
Here.
This works.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
The guy
Look at
who's
that.
never been nervous ever.
This is crazy.
Awesome. Well, everybody who was
Wait,
watching.
no, wait.
One more.
We have one more.
Chris.
Walk faster. Chris.
Awesome.
Okay, now.
To everybody who's watching, thank you so much for watching our show. This has been a blast. I've had so much fun. Thank you again to everybody here who had helped make this show happen. Yes, a lot of the work went on behind the scenes for me and Jordan, but it was you guys who helped keep it going. And it was also you audiences who kept watching, who kept showing your intrigue, and continue watching the show. Again, I'm looking forward to continuing this on my channel. It won't be the same without all of you guys, but I'll try and do it my best justice. That'll do us for today, folks. If you like all of our content here on Red Digital, hit that like button, punch the subscribe button, so you can see all of our great content we have here for you here on Red Digital. That's all we have for you guys here. I am Josh Williams.
I'm Jordan Burke.
Oh, I'm
still gonna do
Icarus.
people-
We're gonna have to say everyone's name.
Just
Yeah.
go. Rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
I'm Leilani.
I'm Isaiah.
I'm Madeline Otero.
I'm Nolan. I'm Andrew.
I'm Jaden. I'm Sam. I'm Kayla. I'm Maddie Miller.
I'm Megan.
I'm Chris.
And thank you for keeping it real.
Okay, someone go
Who's the?
Someone run it.
I've handed off
Bye,
my audio
everybody.
reins. I'm sitting here. Yeah, someone else is gonna deal with audio.
So about
Still
cats.
watching
So about cats.
Since we're here.
We have time.
So,
So,
let me tell you.
what is cats? I've never heard
That
of this.
musical is creepy. I'm sorry. It's
they're
so
so
creepy.
I mean, I've
Their
seen the 3-minute
costumes are
clip.
so intricate, and